And so we'll continue. As she looked around the wonderfully modernized kitchen, she was really proud. The kitchen was perfect in every way for an amateur chef like herself. She had taken on the modernization of the kitchen and had made it into a chef's delight with everything you could possibly need to cook the best of meals. She went to the oven and opened the door as the wonderful smell of perfectly roasted chicken assailed her nostrils. Oh, that did smell good, she thought to herself. She made roasted chicken, roasted potatoes, fresh green beans, and homemade bread. The salad was put together. The salad she put together was from the farmer's market she shopped at the day before. It was sitting in the refrigerator, waiting for them to delight in their mouth-watering goodness of fresh, ripe tomatoes and crisp spring lettuce. She went to the patio doors to call Abigail in. Abigail was standing there, looking out at the expanse of the acreage that they had inherited from their parents. The cobbled paths of pink and blue brick, hand-laid stone walls, and planters they carefully arranged for years, stretched out almost to the outskirts of the property. She could almost see Mommy and Daddy walking there through the maze of hedges, flowering shrubs, and roses. They were so happy here all of their retired years, just before they died. Abigail was widowed and came to care for them both when their health began to fail them. She had been a nurse and a good one for many years. Abigail's husband and she were childless, and when her husband, a doctor, died in a car accident, she gave up her nursing career and came to help their parents. Rose thought about her own husband and physically winced. They too had been childless, and he had been so sick most of their married life. After getting her business degree in accounting, she worked as a bookkeeper for many years at the firm of her father's old friend and enjoyed the solitary work in the back, away from all the hustle and bustle of the law firm. When her husband passed away, she too came to live with their parents to help Abigail. As she watched Abigail, she was amazed how beautiful she still was. Her lovely slim figure and her long, naturally streaked blonde hair, now tucked in a wide brim straw hat. She had an aquiline nose, a lovely, generous mouth, and perfect skin with beautiful, huge blue-green eyes. Her smile would light up a room. Rose had witnessed that on so many occasions. Abigail turned many a head in her youth, and even now she was truly breathtaking to look at. Rose turned away with a frown as she thought of her own features. Nothing spectacular, her mother would say, but you do have kind brown eyes and a nice smile just like your daddy's, her mother would tell her. She caught a reflection of herself in the glass of the patio doors. Yes, and dark brown hair piled into a bun, now streaked with gray. She pushed away a tendril of gray that had sprung loose and grimaced at her reflection. Oh, bother, what did it matter anyway? She was 41 for Pete's sake. She wasn't interested in finding another husband any more than she was interested in her ordinary looks. She hurriedly called Abigail to eat, casting aside her dreary thoughts about herself. Abigail, Did you hear the news about the new neighbor that just moved into the old Miller place down the road? Rose queried as they sat down to eat. She picked up a piece of the hot bread just out of the oven and slathered butter on it. I hear that he's a pastor and very handsome. Everyone in town is talking about him. Poor soul, lost his wife a few years ago. Everyone's saying how nice he is. I think he is in his late 30s. Rose suddenly stopped talking to look at Abigail. Abby's cheeks were flaming red, and her eyes were lowered as if she was embarrassed about something. Yes, said Abigail hurriedly. I ran into him at the hardware store, and he introduced himself. He does seem most pleasant. He is really working hard on that old place he bought. It seems he's very handy